Good morning, everybody. My name is Jimmy from Can Have an Immigration Canada. We're back again live to answer your immigration related question. Uh, you guys can start typing your questions on the right in the chat box, and I will try to answer them in the order I'll receive them and to the best of my knowledge. So, again, my name is Jimmy. I'm from Can Have an Immigration Canada, and company is in business of immigration since 2013, and all of our agents are member of ICCRC in good standing since 2013, and we're almost done all kind of cases in terms of immigration. You can name it, starting from LMIA, work permit, visitor visa, study visas, to asylum seekers, refugees, any immigration related queries for Canada. You can start typing it. There are a couple of people. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you guys as well. So, yeah, if you guys have any queries, please start typing it. Otherwise, we'll start with some of our updates. As you guys all know by now, that the government of Canada is still struggling with the number of cases or the backlog they have it from starting since the pandemic has started. At this moment, the backlog has reached up to 2 million files. So that's why if you look at your processing, that the processing time has been going up and up day by day. Certain areas, certain countries, it's been decreasing, but majority of the processing time, majority of the visa offices around the world has been going up. Again, there are certain issues like the manpower is an issue. Majority of them are working from home or from remotely, so it's hard sometime for them also to take into consideration, right, what's going on. And so they are not able to give us the exact uh, time, like in what case, like what will be the time frame for processing that particular application. So also, if you go on CAC's website, they will be changing it every week or so. So that was one of the biggest update from last week or so. uh, if we look at some of the opportunities at this moment, majority of them are, if you guys are here in Canada, there is also, at that moment, there are tons of pilot program at this moment. They are helping the people who are in Canada to apply for the permanent residence, either from one way or the another. There are so many options as long as you have your paperwork ready. So everything is feasible as if you are inside Canada. On the other side, if you look for LMIA and work permit market, that is also very hot at this moment. As you guys all know, the visitor visas or the visitors has been allowed to come into the country from end of September. So a lot of fresh faces or the fresh candidates are coming into the market at this moment. And if you have here in Canada, and it's very easy for you guys to match up with the labor market here, and definitely the process is very fast. As long as you get your file number, you can start working with your employer. You don't need to wait until your work permit has been approved. So even if you got the file number in a week or two, so you are good to go for your work, and your employer can start making your payroll also. First question, we got it from DS International. If we process close work permit, process time take more than 10 months. uh, that's what I'm saying, right? So if your employer is ready, there is no problem, right? But that's why majority of employers are not hiring anybody from overseas at this moment, because it's taking too much time. So if it's a genuine employer, he's not going to wait for 10 months or 12 months. Yeah, for a couple of months, 1 or 2 months, yes, they can wait it, but a majority of them, they are not. That's why I'm saying that since the restriction has been lifted for international travel end of September, as of now, there is a lot of candidates here in Canada. They are also looking for job, and employers. So this is a perfect fit for the employers. So they don't have to wait for that long for a candidate to come here in Canada and to join their company. As of now, this is a holiday season at this moment. At particular time, employers looking for candidates right away. So there is no fun for them to wait. As I also work, I'm also in retail, also right, retail industry and warehousing industry. So I know how difficult at this moment is to hire even like one or two full timer. Forget about if those companies are struggling with number of candidates, number of applications they need it. So it's better person who is here to get them in, and you just submit your paperwork, and in the meantime they are eligible to start working for your company. So this is one of the best program as we have heard so far. As I was mentioning before, if you are here in Canada, there are numbers and numbers of possibilities or the pilot program at this moment, since the pandemic has started. So you don't need even to go further or go anywhere. Even within in Canada, even if your status has been expired, you can simply apply for the work permit or for the PR. There are so many pathways as long as you have all your paperwork ready, you have your English language proficiency, you have your ECA done. So there is no problem with that. Next query we have from Salim. Hi, sir. How long will take LMA processing approval for Saskatchewan province? LMIAs are not been hard at this moment. LMI is roughly, if it's a maximum to maximum month or month and a half, it's not taking more than that in any province. LMIA is through the Service Canada, and you never know. Like if your employer is in Saskatchewan, their file might be in BC for processing. So it's a central process. Whenever your employer or your agent send the application to Service Canada, it's not guaranteed that it will stay in that province. They look wherever there is a less work, they will give those files to those Service Canada officers. So it could be anywhere, right? Anywhere in the country, could be in the territories or Ontario or maybe Nova Scotia, they are processing. But the processing time, as I mentioned, maximum is taking month and a half in certain cases. Some the categories they are like more in demand. They are like in 2 to 3 weeks. We are getting the answer as of now. Next question we have from Riyad Shikhtar. Hello, sir. If I continue both masters and job at the same year, will it be a problem? No, there is no problem. You can apply as many cases as you want or wherever you think you are eligible. So there is no problem with that one. You can, if you are eligible, you can send the application. You have to pay the fees, right? It's all up to you, right? So as I was mentioning from the updates we have it. So again, there is another province that has been very generous since started of this year, and this one is Newfoundland and Labrador. So you only need CLB level 5, and there is no need for the job offer in that province. If you are eligible, uh, you meet the eligibility criteria for all other things in that province, you can simply apply for the PNP. But like their in demand occupation mostly in IT and healthcare sector, that what we have been seen from starting of this year. But the process is very easy. The eligibility criteria is very low. So CLB level 5, anybody can have it. If since I have been to this profession and came into contact with numbers and numbers, or hundreds and hundreds of clients so far. So CLB level 5 is not that big. And the good thing is you do not even require any of the job offer from no employer is required. So you don't even look for any employer. So it's good to go for anybody who's here in Canada or who is outside Canada. So Newfoundland and Labrador, their PNP program is really easy, especially for IT. And if you also look for the healthcare professional truck drivers, is huge demand as of now. Next query, we got it from Siwang, Bhutan. Which month of application processing by visa officer as of now? Sir, it depends upon which category you are sending your application and which country you are in. So this one is hard to tell, right? So as we have applied certain work permits under certain pilot programs in last month, some of them were done in a month time. Visitor visas we have done in like 15 days time. So but again, right, it's all over the place. So answering this question is really right vague, so don't want to give you the wrong answer. So it all depends upon your application category, which country you have applied for, and then we can research on you that one and can tell you. But that one is not like I can tell you any day on top of my head. This require a certain process for us to follow. I can, yes, simply research for you if you are our client. Yes, definitely will give you the right answer where it is, why it's taking that much time. But generally it's all depend upon which category you have submitted. If it's a pilot program, they are really really quick. If you are like GTS stream under the work permit stream, it's like 2 weeks. If you are under in demand occupation or you are in the category that are in demand at this moment in Canada, really hard to find, maybe month or two. Some general LMIA work permits 10, 12 months, even like 14, 15, 16 months I have seen. So there are so this thing is like so all over the place. So yeah. So as I was mentioning, right, for province of Newfoundland and Labrador, if you think you guys qualified and you are under IT or healthcare sector, good a good time for this time is a good time for you guys to submit your application. And LPN, licensed practical nurse, not even the degree nurse, not the RN, only the licensed practical nurse with the diploma. They are in huge demand. Personal care attendants, nurse practitioners, psychologists, medical psychists, and radiation therapists are huge demand at this moment in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. You can simply send your application, apply for PNP, and they will definitely, if you fulfill all of the requirement, and definitely you will be the next one to get picked up for their PNP draws. Uh, as we have seen that there is a disparity between the there is a lot of disparity among the people who the new immigrants, they all want to settle down in either BC, like Vancouver area, or in Toronto area. You guys have seen the number of application or the applicants or the immigrants going there is getting so crowded, and at this moment everybody should look further, because it's all over Canada. There are a lot of opportunities. The main thing is whether you want to settle down there or no. If you don't want to settle down, the cost of living in both of these cities, at least Vancouver or Toronto, is like skyrocketing. Everything is really hard to find even a rental place over there nowadays. So I always suggest you guys look for the prairie provinces like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta. If you want to look for the nature close to the sea, Atlantic provinces are the best option as of now. So you can look for Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Labrador, even Quebec is not a bad option for you guys over there. All those places have the opportunities. Again, it all depends upon us, right? Where we want to go. So definitely, I would suggest candidates to look further and try to go for the small places where the people will welcome you with open arms. They need technical people. They need skilled workers over there. They need regular uh, immigrants, right? They need, as I was mentioning, healthcare professionals. So every other province, those small communities uh, are welcoming all over the country. So, but it all depends upon how vastly we search all those things and where we want to sell them. So please broaden your horizons and do some homework before even you submitting your applications to big provinces like Ontario and BC, and keep on waiting and waiting and waiting. So go further, and you will definitely get into some of the opportunity that will click on your profile. If we are talking about the municipal nominee program, if it's coming next year in spring, that's what they have been promised as of now. So that will all be in the small community. None of the big communities will be allowed to enter uh, into the same thing. Are close work permit and LMIA both the same or different? These are two different things, sir. LMIA is for the company or for the employer who want to recruit you. LMIA is the first process when somebody want a foreign national to bring for their uh, company or for their employment, whatever employment opportunities they have. Work permit is the second step for the same file. That is for the candidate itself. It's not for the employer. Work permit is for the individual who wants to come to Canada. So these are both separate things, but they go step by step. Number one is LMIA, and the second one is the work permit. So they're both the different thing, but they correlate with each other. Close work permit cannot be obtained without LMIA. Next one is from Manjeet Singh. Hello, sir. Yeah, you can type your query, Manjeet, and we'll try to answer it. So, as I was going through more updates, so again, after Newfoundland and Labrador, if you look at Prince Edward Island, this is also the best opportunity at this moment for at least the truck drivers and the medical professions. They all require both those provinces are drastically, like, they're in very dear need for all those professionals to come to Canada on the. They also, as I will like to mention that these provinces do their online job fairs also. So you guys should, like, studying their websites and checking when these online job fairs are. If the opportunity click and they interview you online and they like your credentials and they like you as a person, they will offer you the work permit, or like under the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, AIPP program, they are offering it right on the spot, right? They can start your paperwork right away. So you can get that thing clicked away rightly, and in few months you can think, right, you'll be here in Canada on a payroll and working for some of the good companies in Atlantic provinces. So definitely I would recommend for you guys to research those opportunity and when these things are coming, and have those things, your paperwork always ready. You never know, right? If you're in a line, you never know when you will get that opportunity clicked and you are here. As I was mentioning, for the Newfoundland and Labrador, anybody who has a credential evaluation and five band overall, like in each, in CLB level five. Oh, if you look at for IELTS level, it's even lower than that. If you have a five band or more in each at CLB level, and you have your credentials done and you have all those other paperwork done, you're good to go. Like, even if you are in the medical field or you are in IT field, if even if you are a diploma holder in IT, right? So those are the few things you need to always. I tell my clients to be proactive, not a reactive. Reactive person never get anything. If you have everything ready, definitely you will get some opportunity. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, please type it in the chat. So I would love to answer those. So again, my name is Jimmy, and I'm from Can Haven Immigration Canada, and we are licensed consultant in Canada from the year 2013, and all our immigration consultants are member of ICCRC in good standing. They are all our CIC, and can help you guys to achieve your goals to immigrate to Canada. or if you are an employer, we can help employers to bring the foreign workers in doing the paperwork. Again, in any province, if you needed help with the study visa in any province, we are some of the universities, top universities and schools, even for international schooling from grade 10, 11, 12, or even if you want to start um, your journey from grade 1 or 2 for your kids, that we can help you with. Um Next question is, does IELTS require for close work permit NOXI? For any work permit, sir, unless and until it's not in the medical field, you do not require IELTS for any knock, even if knock 0, A, B, C, D, whatever the knock is, until I have seen only in certain one. Let's say you are coming to Canada as a doctor, or you are coming to Canada as a nurse, where you have to interact with number of patients, and you have to understand the level of English where they want to check it. But it again, it all depends on the employer itself. Does employer require it? If they don't require it, uh, CIC does not need any IELTS requirement for any work permit. Mandeep Singh, what are the steps after getting positive LMI? I already explained, Mandeep. If you can go through this chat before, so yeah, then you can simply get that one. LMIA and work permit are the two steps. First is LMIA has to be done by your employer. Then you have to submit your application uh, for your work permit, whichever country you are in, and that's it. These are the few steps. So yeah, that's what I was explaining, right? For the small provinces, prairie provinces, and if you go into the Atlantic provinces, they are all like drastically looking for the new immigrants, the skilled labor workforce. So where you should also focus on, like if we are looking for um, provinces like Newfoundland, Labrador, PEI. So they are not into like that desperate, like that choosy and the picky thing. But if you look at BC and you look at Ontario, they pick and choose their candidates for the immigration, right? So there are pros and cons. Yes, there will be a larger community for your whichever community, your whichever country you're coming from to Canada. There will be a little bit help, but again, on the other hand, if you look at the market cost at this moment, your healthcare cost, your housing cost, your grocery costs, it like skyrocketing at this time. It's hard for people to live in those provinces if you are not having a very good job. You're not making a good money for all those things, right? So a lot of people are even also moving from all those provinces to the middle of the Canada or some other small communities. Uh, Siwang, Bhutan, is Duolingo accepted by IRCC? No, that's not accepted, sir. Uh, thank you, DS International. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, if you guys have any other question, please type it so I can answer them. Yeah, that's what I was talking to you guys, right? Even if you look at Saskatchewan, there are so many opportunities in Saskatchewan if you fulfill the requirement. uh, the last draw they have invited around 650 immigration candidates, and if you look under their occupations in demand subcategory, they have more than 200 occupations in their subcategory for the SINP draw. The last draw, they only require a candidate with the point of 65 or more, unless and until you fall under those in demand subcategory, the in the occupation in demand subcategory. So if you are under there, and as a some question I got it before, that how they uh, find like which are the occupations are in demand. So it all depends upon which kind of LMIE applications they are getting from employer. They do town hall meetings, they do certain session with employers. Industry analysts are there when they talk to the government, right? What kind of labor shortages are there, whether it's in the medical field or in the healthcare sector or construction industry, trucking industry, IT field, right? Wherever they are not getting the more employee, that's what they choose it. That's how those occupations in demand category come into play. But again, right, there are certain criteria you have to meet, that certain criteria, and if you are fulfilling all those criteria, definitely you can go ahead with that. Again, if we look at Alberta at this moment, Alberta is giving nominations for their PNP as of now to the candidates who are already in Canada. They have a active express entry profile, and after that, when whether they have any kind of relation, like you have any your spouse, your kids, your parents, your grandparents here in Canada, in Alberta, definitely you will be given the more priority. Rajneesh Br, can you please brief about new tier system? Yeah, it will be starting next year in October. So as of now, there are certain changes that will affect express entry candidates for sure. Majority, if we look at the knock system and the tier system, it will be the same as of now. The difference will be number of hours required to be qualified for your yearly experience. Like if you are saying that I have 2 years of experience, it won't be like you can simply go through there will be a certain criteria that will be also coming, like they will also calculate your number of hours when you are submitting your experience certificate, let's say at the time of your PR application, and you said like I have uh, 5 years of experience. So to given you that point for 5 years, they will be calculating your number of hours. If you are working like 30 hours a week, that's also considered a full-time job. But for the tier system, it'll be divided into those tiers, right, where you will be definitely being uh, assessed against those hours. This is just one example I'm giving you. So if you are saying I'm doing 30 hours a week and I have 5 year of experience, the other candidate has done like 40 or 48 hours a week or 50 hours a week, and he's also having 5 year of experience. So there will be the difference, right? So for the 30-hour per week candidate, they might not consider you as a 5 years. They'll give you at least maybe a 4 year experience points over there. So this will be the biggest difference as I have seen so far. There are certain other changes will be coming. So I will definitely put another video. As I was mentioning last time, I didn't get a chance to go through the majority of that one yet. So I have seen there are certain changes are there, but if we look at there will be around like 40 to 50% things will be replaced as of the new knock system. But if you look at the previous knock system, like your qualification for the particular knock, if you are coming into the CEO level or vice president level, there will be some changes between that one. Like if you are a high ranking candidate, like let's say you are the managing director or vice president or coming as a CEO for your company, definitely there will be more qualification, more requirements will be there. And just give me another week or so, I'll put another detailed video on our YouTube channel so you guys can get uh, more detail about that. But the experience one, that one strike me the most when they have given those number of hours. But still you guys have a year to go through. It will be starting in year 2022, hopefully in October or so. Yeah. Next query is from James. What can I do? What I can do? My study permit application is over 1 year yet to receive outcome. I've sent in web form. Yeah, as I mentioned before starting of this chat here, that it's been so slow system. They have a backlog of 2 million applications as of now. IRCC, 2 million plus counting. They are still getting like they are getting more and more application through those pilot programs, and the people who have submitted their application, they are still struggling to get the answer. So as they have no manpower in certain areas, they are just working remotely because of this pandemic. So this thing is not going to be get over pretty soon until and unless they will do some drastic changes. As I was mentioning before, certain areas they have stepped up for the study permit application. If you are not under SPP program, so then it's really hard. You have to wait for longer and longer. But if you are under SPP program, yes, they are accepting those files quickly and giving the answer very quickly. But again, for certain handpicked countries like China, India, Pakistan, if you look at couple of European countries and one or two in South American countries. Other than that, they're all on hold. Don't know how long it will take, but as we are checking the application processing time for majority of the big categories like work permit, study permit, and the PR application, they are going up day by day. You can send them web form; they are not even responding. They're saying we are working on it. This is the only reply you can get it unless they have given you their personal phone number. Yes, some cases we do get the visa officer's number, and where we pick up the phone and talk to them and send them and ask them to fasten up or what is holding for them. In those cases, we have seen certain categories have been accepted, certain files have been done faster, but majority of them, as of now, it will still be on hold and will take a little more longer than what they have written on their websites. Yeah. So as I was mentioning about Saskatchewan, so again, this is how they pick up the in-demand occupation categories. There are more than 205 or 210 categories under there for in-demand job occupations there, but again, they handpick few categories in each of their draws, and that's how they check or how they decide like which categories under express entry or non-express entry they will be getting in. So if we look at Nova Scotia, as I was mentioning, like those provinces from the Atlantic provinces, they are really, really short of the manpower. They are skilled manpower as well as non-skilled. So they are offering a lot of categories. If you look at the Nova Scotia, they are giving a new pathway for the food service worker program. At this moment, the biggest hit industry in Canada is the restaurant industry because it was closed for longer time and now it has been open. There are no people or no workers who are there to work for. So Nova Scotia PNP is an occupation in demand food service workers. So if you are from in this demand, you have a golden chance at this moment as long as you fulfill all other requirement for the Nova Scotia PNP and you simply apply for their PNP. At this moment, they are looking for food and beverage servers, food counter attendants, kitchen helper, related support occupations, and light duty cleaners also for the restaurants for general cleaning also. So if even they have waived the requirement for LMIA in Nova Scotia, the employers will be able to hire these workers without needing to go through the labor market impact assessment. And the other thing they have mentioned, the employee will not need to work with the employer for 6 months before applying for Nova Scotia the PNP program. So you guys can simply apply for the Nova Scotia PNP program whether you are in Knox skill C or D. Again, if there is a employer and there is a person who there is a match, simply just they don't need an LMIA and there goes your they can simply apply through APP program or this pilot program that has just been started like few weeks ago. So as I was mentioning, right, if you are here in Canada or you're outside, and these guys are also looking for online people, right? The candidates online, they are doing their online job fairs in different regions of the world. Sometime they are in India, sometime they're in Europe, sometime they're in China, looking for certain special skill categories. So, mm, like few months back, they were doing an online job fair in North America as well as in Southern America. So they are getting candidates from everywhere. If you are interested, make sure you are, whether you have a proper licensed immigration consultant who's helping you through your case, or you are searching yourself and do your due diligence and are submitting your application on time with the proper number of paper. At this moment, as I was mentioning, there is a big backlog. So visa officers are just spending like fraction of a time on each file. If they couldn't file, they couldn't find one of your missing documents, your file is done, right? Not even giving a second thought on any of those applications. So this is how fast the rejection is coming. So make sure when you're submitting your application is complete, or if it's not complete, you have a proper supporting documentation why you are not able to give that document at this time, and what is your plan B, and in how much time you think you will be able to submit that application. Otherwise, this is going to be like file is coming back, your fees might be returned to you, or in some categories they are not even refunding the fees, and it's all done case. So yeah, if you guys have any other question to pour up here in the chat, otherwise we'll wrap up this session. We'll be back next week or so with the new updates and getting more of your queries at that time. So I would like to thank all of you who joined today, and definitely talk to you again. Thank you very much.